If selected to join Emirates' cabin crew, what medical tests are required? Before joining, you'll fill out a self-declaration medical form. When you first get accepted, you will be required to send a vaccination statement, which will show all the vaccines that you have had since birth. Here you can choose to fill it in and let a licensed doctor sign it, or you can have your doctor help you fill in. You also need to visit the dentist to fill out a form on the health of your teeth, and of course they must be healthy, so if you have any dental issues you should have them fixed before moving to Dubai. And please, keep in mind you'll pay for these initial checks yourself. All the costs you incur will be your responsibility. Remember, you are not yet part of the Emirates Group. Once you arrive in Dubai, Emirates will conduct additional medicals. All these will be done on your first day of the induction. But once you are in Dubai, Emirates will cover all your medical and dental expenses. In case you are wondering whether you will get into induction immediately you arrive in Dubai, that's not the case. You will have a day or two off before the induction starts. It's during the induction you will meet your batch and make new friends. During these tests they also record your height, take your biometrics chest X-ray, inquire about your medical history, and there will also be an eye test. Don't worry, it's nothing difficult, they will just make you stand and read some letters here, they want to make sure you can see clearly. Don't worry about your physical aspects, there is nothing like perfect weight, you just have to look fit, and your BMI has to be fit, so you must not be underweight or overweight. Most people confuse being plus size and overweight, and guys, these are completely two different things. As long as you look healthy and your BMI is healthy, then you are fine. The person assessing you will be asking you a number of questions, things like whether you are currently on medications, and by the way, they are very strict with things like sleeping tablets, so don't declare that, or do not take them before the test, but if you have some supplements, you can take them with you and ask the assessor if they are allowed. The reason why I am saying this is because Emirates is very strict on some medications. Okay, before we continue, if you are enjoying what you are learning in this video, support my channel by subscribing and giving me a like. I realize 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, so please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Okay, back to where we were. Once you're done, next will be a drug and alcohol test. There are also blood tests, so pregnancy, HIV, anemia, and a few other conditions are not acceptable. And quite a number are sent back home, and their contract is terminated. And before I forget, one of the mandatory vaccines you must get is the yellow fever vaccine. You can choose to do it in your country before you travel to Dubai, but still, if you have not done it, you will get the vaccine once you arrive here, and it's completely free. You will also be asked about your family medical history, whether there is a pattern of any disease. You will also be asked whether you have undergone any surgery. These medical tests are necessary for your UAE residence visa and to meet the GCAA aviation regulations. In case you are wondering what this means, it is a regulatory body in the aviation industry called the General Civil Aviation Authority. This body has laid down some rules that must be followed by all the airlines in the world. By all airlines, it also includes the staff. I know, most candidates are so afraid of the medical test, but it is nothing complicated, just answering questions. Now, I mentioned visa. I know you are now wondering how you can get a UAE visa. Okay, don't worry, that will not be your responsibility. Again, when applying with Emirates, you do not need to have the visa to be shortlisted. The only document you must have is your passport, so don't worry about how to get UAE visa. The Emirates Group will handle all the work permit and visa processing on your behalf. However, inasmuch as Emirates got you covered with the visa, there is eligibility criteria. Applicants must be between 18 and 60 years old. Of course you tick that. Also, here, your health plays a very key role. That is why more additional medical tests will be done in Dubai once hired. You must pass the medical examination, which is conducted by a UAE-approved health center. In addition to these, there will be more documents needed, but don't worry, the Emirates Group will give you all the details about what is needed. They may call or email you, mostly by email. That is why during the onboarding process, you must be checking your emails every second. So no need to stress about visas. Once you're selected, Emirates handles everything. From your work permit to your UAE residence visa, you won't need to arrange anything yourself. I know, a number failed to apply because they don't have a UAE visa and you got it all wrong. Send your application today, you do not need to have a visa. And remember, once hired, Dubai will be your new home. All Emirates cabin crew are based in Dubai. And don't worry, Emirates provides accommodation support to help you settle in smoothly. Unlike Fly-to-Buy Airlines, with Emirates, you have to live in crew accommodation unless you're married and your spouse lives in the UAE, or if you have immediate family members already living in the UAE, or still, if you choose not to stay in the accommodations provided by the airline, you will receive accommodation allowances. Each month's allowance will be credited to your account in the following month. In case you are wondering how Emirates cabin crew are paid, I have done a video on the same, where I have explained the basic salary and the benefits. If you would like to learn more about the same, I will link the video in the description box. However, please note that if you move in with your partner who you are not married to yet, Emirates will not provide you with the allowance. And again, in these accommodations, only the employees are allowed to live here. So your kids, friends and family cannot live in these accommodations, but they can visit. But there is no reason to worry about the accommodations. They are very modern and luxurious. Remember, as mentioned in my videos, in these accommodations, the water and electricity bills are not your responsibility. It's all paid for by the company. The only expense you will incur is the internet and food. Also, in some accommodations you may have to share with 2 other crew members, but each will have their own bedroom. The only shared rooms are the kitchen, laundry, and living room, which is also the dining room. But the rooms are quite spacious, don't worry about space. Again, remember, you and your roommates will have different shifts, so you will rarely be in the accommodation at the same time. In as much as you might not like your flatmate, unfortunately you can't choose your flatmates, but you'll always be paired with someone of the same gender. Later on, if accommodation swaps are available, you might be able to move into the same building as your friend, depending on availability. And that's pretty much it about Emirates' new cabin crew onboarding. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on helpful aviation content. If you have more questions, drop them below and I'll answer them in the next video.